Talk about taking control of the direction of one's life. My chat today with Elizabeth Cohen is inspiring, uplifting, and oozing with permission to go all in on the life that you want. Elizabeth Cohen is an integrative health practitioner specializing in helping busy, high-achieving women achieve optimal health through weight loss, stress management, and healthy aging. With a focus on personal wellness strategies, Elizabeth empowers her clients to create a lasting, sustainable change for a vibrant and balanced life.
Welcome to the Manifestation and Money podcast, where we bridge the worlds of the taboo topic of money with the woo-woo world of manifestation. We're your hosts, Chris and Jenny Schultz.
We're not just about dollars and cents around here. We're all about lifestyle design. You can be working towards financial independence while still living a life you love today.
Get ready for insightful conversations with guests who have embraced the FIRE movement by achieving financial independence and retiring early, as well as entrepreneurs and individuals who defied the norm and have paved their own way to a life they love.
Together, we'll explore the powerful connection between mindset, financial freedom, and living a purposeful life. And of course, we'll be sharing our own journey to how we carved our path to a seven-figure net worth before hitting the big 4-0. Are you ready to ignite your financial future? Then let's dive right in.
Welcome to the Manifestation and Money podcast, where your journey to financial independence and the life you love begins now.
Welcome to the Manifestation and Money podcast, Elizabeth.
Thank you for having me.
I am pumped to have you on the show today, and I would love for you to share with the listeners a little bit about Elizabeth and what your story is.
Well, you know what? I was born on a river, and no, I'm just kidding. That's all. I really was. I literally was born on a fishing boat, but that's like horrible. I wish it was like a yacht or something. Wouldn't that be family? Yeah. But no, it was a fishing boat. But I am a integrative health practitioner. I have been a certified professional life coach for about 10 years. And before that, I was a personal trainer and a nutritionist. So I specialize all in wellness. And I recently just became a practitioner because I wanted to know what was going on inside the body. So that's my newest thing. And I'm so excited to be doing that. I'm like, you always should be learning. That's what I believe. So my company is Misfit One Lifestyles, and I love health.
Okay, I'm in good company. I think we'll have a good chat here today. So what brought you into the path of health? Like, how did you wind up over there?
You know, it's a very interesting story. Great question. I was over 200 pounds. I was almost 300 pounds. It would be great for me to say I made a decision to lose weight. I just knew it was best for me. But no, that's not how it happened. I had to have a medical procedure. I had to have my gallbladder removed because it was just so grotesquely misformed that it was beyond saving. At that time, the doctor was like, you can live without it, and it's a very common procedure, and da 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 da. And I was like, okay, but I don't think God just gave us extra hearts. Right? I mean, I'm sure I can live without it, but I didn't think he just said, yeah, just throw that in case. No. So when I did the research on it and I found out that it was pretty much the garbage can of my body, right under that liver. And I had filled my liver so bad that my gallbladder, my trash can, was completely filled. I was like 32, and this was crazy how I had to have this surgery. And that was the life-changing moment for me, that I knew that I had to make a change. And when I went to have the surgery, I don't know if you know a cattle scale. For the city folks, you know, a cattle scale is where you put your cattle, like horses and cows, on the scale to weigh it. Well, guess who had to be on a cattle scale? Me. So when I went in to have the surgery, they put me on this cattle scale, and the weight pops up in front of everybody. and it was just the doctors and the nurses, right? But I can see it clear. 257 pounds. And that is after I had already lost weight. So it was so quiet in there. Nobody said a word. You could tell it was uncomfortable. So me being me, I was like, I'm gonna lose 100 pounds. And everybody kind of chuckled or whatever. And obviously it resonated with me because then I went on from there and I completely changed my life. And I lost over 115 pounds. I went from a size 24 to a 0, and I've maintained for 20 years.
Wow, that is impressive. Yeah, because this is going to go out on an audio version as well as a video version. And
Oh,
looking at you, I would never guess that that is a piece of your story, let alone the fact that you were born on a boat. Like that, that's just my brain's still back there as a cool piece of your story. But that's impressive. You sharing that story, I felt the uncomfortableness of seeing
right?
that flash up there and you being like, ah. So did you, a piece of you realize that this is me? I got myself to here. What was the spark for you?
Common sense would say yes, right? Now that I'm in this business, it would be so deep and dope if I could say I had this moment where I saw myself. No, I would be lying to you, myself, and everybody else. I really didn't. The moment that I knew I had to take out a body part, it was pretty serious to me. But it still did not resonate really that I have to lose this weight because I compensated for it, right? I make money. I'm beautiful at any size. You know what I mean? I'm confident in me. Like I'm good. So it didn't affect me. I was beautiful, big and beautiful. I'm gonna be beautiful, right? You know what I'm saying? So it really didn't hit me. I had a husband who loved me and adored me. It was never something that I said I had to do looking at myself.
Mhm.
But to say to take out a body part was very life changing on so many levels.
Mhm.
And it was literally the hardest thing I ever did because if you know about that, you have removing your gallbladder, you have to change your diet. So that was when I went into a 3-month rehab kind of thing. Like I couldn't go with my friends. I would sit upstairs and cry when my family ate dinner. I mean, because I am a food addict, right? I am a food addict. And so it was a drug, and it was just as though somebody trying to get off of crack, cocaine, something else, right? It was just literally that deep.
So you have this life-changing surgery that happens over a day. And I know that all too well in our house because my husband Chris had that surgery a couple years ago and it actually went sideways and he almost died. It had a leak, bile backed up, 2 liters of bile into his stomach, and he almost went septic. And we're lucky he's still around today. So it changed our life and outlook on life too, let me tell you. But for
Yeah.
you, so you get yourself into a spot of overeating, basically the gallbladder garbage disposal has to be removed from your body. It's not just like the next day you can go, okay, sure, I can set the goal, I'm going to lose 100 pounds. But how do you keep yourself motivated to do that?
Oh, there you go. That is what it was. Because once I made the decision of it's not on the outside, right? Because outside I'm fine.
Mhm.
I still look good, right? I had to take it inward. So once I learned that I had to take care of my organs, my heart, my liver, my kidneys, my spleen, my insides, that's when I changed my life.
Isn't that so true with any area of life? As soon as you can take the ownership of that, then you can make the decisions moving forward from that point, right?
Right.
What did that journey look like for you from that moment where you were going to take charge?
It changed every part of my life, right? You have to go to counseling, you have to go to therapy. I always worked out. I've always been an athlete. So even at almost 300 pounds, I was at the gym every day. So I was at the gym every morning at 5 o'clock doing my workout. Did I ever lose weight or anything? No, but I did my workout every day. That goes to show you that it is more than just working out. But I worked out every day. I did my stuff. So my journey was really based on my mind. So lots of therapy, lots of therapy, lots of therapy. And I realized that I wasn't happy in my marriage. I wasn't happy in my job. It was a lot of areas that I was just eating and overcompensating. I mean, food was my friend. Food never let me down. I was the breadwinner of my family. I was the picture of burnout. I literally was. It was about 2 years for me to lose the weight because, again, working out is not a problem for me, where that is a lot of times other people's issues, right? So I went to the gym every day. So I'm loving this. Like, let's do this. But it was so funny how I would go to the gym and I'm the big girl at the gym and everybody's looking. And I used to say, watch me melt in my mind, right? Keep watching me. You're going to see me melting. Keep watching me, right? And I kept going and going. And I visualized what I would look like. I said, oh, I'm going to have a 6-pack. I'm going to do this. I was manifesting that Elizabeth. I knew what she looked like. And when I would get discouraged and I want to stop, I would just close my eyes and see that Elizabeth, that Elizabeth, that Elizabeth. And then, one day, Jen, I had my eyes open and I saw that Elizabeth, 6-pack, that everything. We looking at each other like, wow, you actually did that, girl. So it was definitely something that I'm with you to be able to see crystal clear, give your mind a roadmap, and it will figure out how to get there. You do your part, and it will do its part.
Mm-hmm. I love that because I love visualization. And I am just curious if you can share, because your life story here is mirrored in so many people's lives of different situations of their lifestyle that is not quite the way they want it to be today, and they want it to be something else. So how were you able to hold that manifestation of your physical body was one way and you were holding in your mind the way you wanted it to be? Do you have any tips or advice on how to hold that intention in your mind with your current reality being one thing, but you have this goal?
Yeah, that's a great question. Of course I can. First of all, I would say be crystal clear, right? Not like maybe don't let self-doubt sneak in because it will. Oh, I would never be that person. I'm a 00 from a size 24. Who would have thought that? Now, I didn't think that either. Now, don't get me wrong. I just wanted to be a 7. You know what I mean? A size 7, 8. I thought that was going to be cute, right? But I had a vision of what I wanted. I wanted a 6-pack. I have a 6-pack. I had an 8-pack at that time, and now menopause, but we won't talk about that. But I still have my 6-pack. And I just kept it clear. The second tip that I give people all the time, and that's why I got into this business, right, is to don't look left and right. Do not look to your left or your right. Stay in your lane. This is your lane. You know exactly where you're going. Stay there. When you start comparing and looking to your left, well, she's doing it so fast. Oh my gosh, they was doing this. Have you ever ran track? They say, don't look around, right? Because you're slowing yourself down when you're looking around. Look at that finish line. And that's the second thing is stay focused. The third thing I say to people when you are ready to do it, get support. The people that you're around, that big Elizabeth, I'm going to call, so we can differentiate, fatigue Elizabeth, right? So for short, I'm going to say fat E, like fatigue E. Fat E, and then me, right? Now, when Fatigue E, Fat E, her friends loved her that way. Her husband loved her that way, right? But when I started making changes, that made everybody uncomfortable because that's not who we have you down. I mean, you used to eat fried chicken. We eat fried chicken every day. Now you don't want fried chicken, right? So make sure you are surrounding yourself with like-minded people who will support you on your journey because it's hard enough to fight yourself. It's hard because you will, because yourself wants to stay at its homeostasis. This is what it knows. So the fact that you have to now fight your friend's spouse, whoever it is, it's difficult. So find you a support person, find a support group. That's why I got into wellness. I started off as a personal trainer because I was like, this is going to help people. I know how to do that. And that was my foot into this world.
Let's segue over there where Elizabeth's at now, and you have a podcast, and I love for you to share with the listeners what your podcast, what the gist of it is, because I found it fascinating.
Thank you. What did you get of it? What did you think? Can I ask what your thoughts were?
Well, I just love the overall, like for the topic of it, the Misfit One podcast, and how you broke down like the focus plus intention equals transformation. Because fit to me, sure, you can have a fit body, but your podcast is going deeper than that. And you've even touched on it in our chat here today on how you're going into the mind. The mind is the piece of the puzzle that is dictating everything. It is dictating the way our body looks, our health. It is dictating those decisions we're making. So I found you were just taking fit to a whole different level.
Thank you so much. That is exactly it. Yes. My whole podcast is about living fit. And when I say fit, it's focus plus intentional equals transformation. And you can use that fit formula for anything and everything in your life. That's exactly what I did. I went from being a personal trainer. I realized that when I stopped working out with people, they would gain the weight back. And I was thinking, what's going on? Okay. I was really trying to help them. I was called the sculptor. I lived in California and I had my own studio there and I was great. And then I moved to North Carolina. And of course, people don't work out as much here as they do in California, right? I went back to school and became a nutritionist. And I found the same thing, Jen. People would follow the plan for that month or whatever, and then go back to their norm. And then it's like, come back to me. And I'm like, wait a minute, it'll keep me in business. But my ultimate goal is for you to get fit for life, right? Like me, I got done with it. I never have to put that on my New Year's resolution ever again. And that is my goal for others. So I finally sat and I was thinking, well, what is it? Like, what is the difference? And what did I do different? That was my aha. Oh my God. I went to therapy. I had to learn this. So then, of course, I go back to school. I became a certified professional life coach. And that's how my coaching career started. And of course, I have every certificate you ever can think of in wellness. I got it all because I focused on wellness, the whole 12 dimensions of wellness. That is what I did. And then even when I was doing that, I ran across people who, you know how they're always saying you just can't save them all, right? But I want to save them all. I'm not giving up. I want to save them all. So that is why I went and became a practitioner, because a lot of times we all know we should go work out. We know we should move our body. We know we should eat better. We know these things. But what is happening that you just don't do that? What's happening? So I want to know what is literally happening. So that's why I went back to school. Now that I run tests. We don't have to guess. Now we can test. We do lab work. I can recommend supplements. Let's get your gut healed. Let's get your thing, because there's no way. And this was me. I never give up. I am the little pit bull. I'm like, I'm going to figure it out. We're going to do this. I'm going to figure it out. We're going to do this. I'm going to figure it out. Like, no, you don't give up. I don't give up. We're not giving up. Right. So it's like, I will walk on this journey with you. And that is why I found out, until you'll never be able to lose the weight and keep it off until you get to your root causes. And that's usually something going on within that we don't even think about. So now I can literally go, let's look within. Let's focus on the inside. Let's do this. And I teach on all of it. So it's not just the supplement. We're talking about your lifestyle. How are you managing stress? How are you doing with your kids? How is this? You know what I mean? Maybe, you should go do a yoga class, or maybe you should do some dry brushing, or go get a massage. And that is how I do it. From now, it's truly the inside out, because we're going for, let's stop the yo-yo once and for all.
Mm-hmm. And in this world that we live in, we get an ailment of some sort. We go into the regular medical system. They slap some pill at you or tell you just to learn to live with it. They're not going back to what is causing it. Like, let's just throw the band-aids on it, but not what is causing it. And I find we as humans have to advocate for ourselves and start peeling back the layers ourselves and doing the research ourselves in order to get better overall health. So that involves finding people like you, right, Elizabeth? So,
Right, because it's a lot. It's hard. It's hard for the average person to do all the research themselves.
yeah, it truly is.
It's a job in itself. I mean, haha, that's what I do for a living, right? Is that I do the research. I take the guesswork out. You don't have to read all the pages I read. I wish you could see all the books that I have and all the things that I do to know this, so that you don't. I want you to continue to live your life to the best way possible. Don't get caught up in this idea like, oh my God, this is, and that yo-yo, I probably lost 1,000 pounds. To keep it off with something different. So that is exactly why an integrative health practitioner is someone you definitely want to have in your corner.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. So for people who are listening and want that pit bull in their back pocket, how do they reach out and find Elizabeth? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram. That is literally the best place to get me, because I am very quick on there. And you can find me on Instagram at Misfit One, and that is MSFITONE.
Perfect. That is absolutely wonderful. And you've got a freebie here too that I'll pop into the show notes for the listeners so they can grab that and have a glimpse into your world and connect with you and see more of what you're all about. Because honestly, you're learning. When you said, oh, you want to see all the books, I'm like, no, I don't. I feel like it would put me to
I know, right?
you go do the learning, Elizabeth, and then you just tell us what to do, okay?
Absolutely. That's my job. Oh my God. I told my husband, I need a bigger bookcase. I have books all over. My dog is laying on books. I'm like, oh, I need this one. This is on cancer. I need this one. This one's on stress. I need this one. Like, I read so much, and I do it because I love what I do.
Mhm. I believe that. And before I let you go, I just have to ask you, what is your biggest piece of advice for someone to create a life they love?
Oh, go get it, go get it, go get it. My biggest piece of advice is this. You are the only one who creates your life. So don't give your power to no one else. You don't have to ask for permission, or shall I say, I'm giving you permission right now. I'm signing your permission slip to live the life that you desire.
I love that so much. Thank you for joining me on the show today, Elizabeth.
Thank you so much for having me. You are absolutely amazing. Thank you.
Likewise.
Hey, wait, before you go,
Do you want to increase your income by $1,000 a month? If so, check out our free side hustle guide at www.fourleaflifestyle.com/money ideas. I'll pop it in the show notes for easy access. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Manifestation and Money Podcast. If you enjoyed today's chat, be sure to hit that subscribe button to catch more of our weekly episodes. Until then, cheers to creating a life you love.